today we're reacting to Virgin Island is painful to watch. Shout out Cloud, I saw he reacted to this. I said, oh, let me go ahead and finesse that. Let me see what this is about. It look good. That being said, make sure y'all pull it to the Twitch. I'm streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday about 5-6 p.m. Lay y'all, let's get to it.
It's a new Channel 4 show where some producers have gathered up a motley crew of virgins and chucked them on an island in Croatia with the goal of
Oh, shit. Alright, interesting. Okay, interesting concept for a show. Wow. Alright.
losing their virginity with the help of some counselors, and it is even more awkward and
okay, I've never seen this guy before. This is interesting. Like, he don't want nobody to know who he is. I'm putting on white bandana with glasses and a hat. That's an interesting, like, this is me. This is how I'm doing my YouTube career, for sure. I fuck with you. Respect me, man. Get your shit. You out here. All right.
painful than it sounds. The first episode opens with the announcement that all of the virgins have to wear a uniform, so you know we can identify who is a virgin.
They'll wear a retreat outfit so they can focus on themselves, not their image.
They have to wear the virgin uniform.
The thing I'm dreading is hugging.
Did you not hug at the start?
Nope.
But I don't know why
Wait, what did he say?
uniform.
The thing I'm dreading is hugging.
Did you not hug at the
Wow.
start?
Nope.
But I don't know why this guy is grilling the other about having not being hugged. You're both on Virgin Islands.
What's gonna happen on this island is mind-blowing. Breathe.
So they introduce the coaches
Wow.
who specialize in different touch therapies.
What the
And they're all a bunch of sex hippies. Like, it's kind of their role to work their way up with the virgins to get them more comfortable with intimacy. But the first thing they do is this weird breath therapy thing.
Some are throwing themselves in.
Like, it feels like one of those pointless GCSE drama classes where you're pretending to be a tree blowing in the wind, or like a Ford Fiesta exhaust pipe. I guess this weird breath therapy thing has to do with sex because you breathe during it.
And for touch-phobic Jason,
And he is not feeling this. You can tell this is not, I'm ready to go back to wherever hole in the wall that I live. He is not fucking with this.
it's more than he can handle.
So this guy they refer to as
And they're not even doing nothing. You're just in a class. Nobody's touching or anything.
touch-phobic Jason goes and sits this one out, and honestly, I'd be doing the exact same thing if some hippie was trying to get me to make sex noises in front of like 20 others and a camera crew. Touch-phobic Jason is valid. Like, I wouldn't just be sitting that one out. I'd be getting on the first flight home from Virgin Islands. If that was my fucking introduction to it, I'd be like, man, what have I signed up for? What have I signed up for here? I'm going home. Just gonna get on Viva Street. But the teacher decides they've learnt enough from the breathing exercise to invite a male hippie in to do a weird moaning exercise that I don't think I could play the audio from. I think you can get the gist of it from just the visuals.
Witnessing sexual desire for most of this group is clearly unsettling.
Look at this nigga. His nigga's collecting all the data. This nigga right here uncomfortable. This nigga also uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was fucking unsettling for all of us watching at home as well. But they saw one of the girls started crying during that weird shit, and honestly, same. So for some reason they sent her to a cabin with this French bloke to do touch exercises. Now, being sent with a French bloke to a cabin to do touch exercises does sound very creepy, but this isn't actually as creepy as it sounds. The guy asks if she'd be comfortable with him touching anywhere to see how she'd feel, and he touched her knee and her thigh. And the rest of them kind of follow suit with this same exercise with different therapists. And like, while I'm watching this, I can't help but feel as though this exercise would be more effective if there weren't cameras there. Because this is an awkward thing, right? This is an awkward thing, especially if intimacy with another isn't necessarily something you've experienced before. Like, that in of itself will probably feel like an awkward and maybe overwhelming thing. And then on top of that, you got cameras in all the rooms picking up everything and broadcasting it.
Somatic therapy believes that
Jesus Christ. So this nigga, he with the bullshit. Nah, I need this. I needed this. This is crazy, bro. I didn't know people like experience, like, this is somebody's life. Somebody has therapy every Friday where they go and they get up close. What? Like, I can.
just talking with someone is
What
not
the fuck? Is this her? She with the shits.
Everything and broadcasting it.
Somatic therapy believes that just talking with someone is not going to be sufficient.
Oh, this bloke's loving the touch therapy.
Yeah,
and 20
yeah,
minutes
yeah.
into the whole series, he's necking on with one of the counsellors. Fair enough, go on, mate. But the next task is to write an erotic fantasy. They got to write down a little story. And honestly, look, I don't know what I was expecting from Virgin Island, but writing erotic fantasy and doing like weird, like breathing shit isn't what I expected. I honestly thought it would be like one of those Nelk videos where they take virgins to like house parties and stuff. But anyway, all of their stories suck. All of them are terrible, except for this bloke who put in a proper shift.
The shadow descended from the top of the hill, upon which stood a towering warrior. He removed his helmet to expose his fiery hair. A maiden stood forth. "Remove your sandals," she commanded. In that moment, she lifted her skirt and forced his head between her knees.
Nice one, mate. That's
Jesus Christ. This nigga need to go write some shit, huh?
class. Well done. I can't say I'm especially bricked up after it. It was a bit wordy, but it was a great effort nonetheless.
After our last session, I think he's ready for most advanced therapy. Working with a
Sex.
surrogate partner.
So, like, basically, the whole concept of the show is they get a surrogate to get intimate with these people, and they try and work their way up to full-on shagging or basically whatever they're comfortable with.
The speed of the surrogate program.
This nigga, he need to chop this shit. That'll probably help him be a little bit more confident. This needs to get chopped. How do you even end up like this? How do you get this, like, you see this happening and you continue it? Why wouldn't you just say, "Oh hell no, let me knock the rest of this off. The roof is gone."
Doesn't seem to be moving fast enough for Zach.
So how far are you wanting to go with surrogate partner therapy?
Trying to get in there.
I'd like to go all the way. I would love to have sex with you. You know, that's why I came here, really.
There's this Zach bloke. He's a shagger deep down. He does not need to be here. Pretty much everyone else on this show, I feel like, has some kind of mental block about this kind of thing that they feel as though they need to overcome. He just hasn't shagged and wants to shag. So my thoughts of the first episode, actually quite sweet, but it is incredibly awkward and painful to watch. Like, we should not be watching this. This isn't something we should have like a fly on the wall documentary style thing about. Like, this is so deeply personal. I feel weird watching this. And that feeling certainly ramped up when I watched the second episode, because this episode is all about touch. The episode starts off with one of the counselors getting one of the guys to hold her arms in front of everyone else.
Think of your hands as like, I'm gonna get pleasure out of her arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Holy shit. This guy is uncomfortable. Bro, like, mind you, he said they're talking about touching somebody in public, like in front of other people. Imagine you being scared to touch your girl at the mall or something, like touch her back, even just touch your girl's ass at the mall in front of people. This is crazy.
For yourself.
I wank off your arm, sorry.
Nice one, man. They get the touch phobic guy to slowly work his way up to hugging someone. It's like, it's awkward, but it's supposed to be.
How is this?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Cool, yeah.
I don't know why we're watching this. It is.
I don't think he should be having. I think he should just go the rest of his life without some relations. I don't think with this look right here, I don't know if he should be getting any type of vaginal at all.
It's very intimate and personal. Like, that hug was probably the most intimate moment of that guy's life so far, and there was fucking hidden cameras in the corners of the room filming for a TV show called Virgin Islands.
You need to be doing the whole
So what,
arm.
like that, have it there? Like that? Like it's all of it.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
For some reason, this person is really mean and annoying at this bit. Like, she says that this Jason guy has horrible stretch marks and starts barking orders at him.
Why do you have these horrible stretch marks? Okay, why are you focused in one area? More movement.
If I were the producer,
Oh hell nah. Can I get somebody else? I don't want to touch her no more.
he'd be on the first boat out of Virgin Island for being mean to my boy. He just had his first hug. Of course he's not going to be an experienced masseuse. Stop being mean to him. One of the therapists asked this guy, Tom, to do some acting thing with her. Now, naive old me thought it would be acting out like a scenario or something, like going to the corner shop to buy bread. But no, they pretend to be animals, and it's all really strange.
Let that animal go after the other person, actually letting it move, letting it out in our body.
The others are just all...
What the fuck? Yo, we niggas is blessed, bro. This could be your life, bro. This could be your life watching. This could be your life, bro. You could have woke up and been scared to breathe next to a woman.
Awkwardly watching on, like none of them want to be there, and I don't blame them. The atmosphere in that room seems to be palpable. The atmosphere in my living room when it was just me watching it on my own was palpable. The therapist then asked the rest of them if any of them would want to do it, and one of them reluctantly says yes. But it's very clear that nobody wanted to do this, and it is just so awkward again. No one watching on seems to be enjoying it, or even like is able to watch it neutrally. It seems like a very painful experience for all of them. Like, it was so painful just watching this on my own in my living room. I can't imagine having to be sat there and watching it in person.
And there's like a little bit of intensity that we're gonna kind of try to build between us.
Now, look, I was worried for my boy Jason, but I shouldn't have been, because right after that big, awkward, horrible show, he got well intimate with one of the sex hippies, and he even touched some tits. Touched some tits, guys. I can't show it. I can't really show much of this moment, because I don't think the YouTube policy team would want to see a virgin succeed. But I'm proud of my boy. One of the guys at the start had sort of half grilled him for not hugging someone, probably in the back of his mind thinking what a loser he was. But now, guess what? He's touched tits, and it's only been a matter of days. So my thoughts after the second episode, I'm not looking forward to where this is going. We're only on the second episode, and we already have people pretending they're animals and sniffing each other and shit. But episode 3, the boys have makeup put on them by the girls, and I guess the producers thought that was well gay, so immediately sent them to the woods to chop wood. Not sure what this has to do with shagging birds, but alright, fair enough. There's another session of the touching. That's what a lot of this show has been so far, and honestly, Virgin Island looks fun. Like, they get to go to an island in Croatia, probably the most beautiful part of the world, and just chill. And when they're not chilling, they're learning how to shag. If it weren't for the weird, awkward sexual demonstrations, it would be a class holiday destination. Speaking of, they do this flirting/dating workshop, and another one of my favourite students, Zach, has game.
I like how you get lost in your thoughts there.
Always get
Somewhere
lost.
else.
Yeah, in my own world.
Look at him go. Excellent. I was taking notes as you were speaking, big man. Just a few days on Virgin Island, and you're already a master of the game. So my thoughts on episode 3, this show is a lot more emotional and deep than I was expecting. I haven't spoken about a lot of this episode because there's not really much from this one that I can make fun of. But going into this, I kind of thought it would be a bit Fat Families, like there'd be a presenter that opens the show with, I'm on Virgin Island with some of the most pathetic virgins from across the country to see if we can get them laid. But the next episodes are something to behold. Episode 4 is all about the body. The episode starts off with the virgins in a workshop, and the two sex hippies take their clothes off in front of them. Then they invite them up to get naked in front of everyone else.
Whoa.
And also everyone watching the show at home. Like,
whoa, that would be a lot. That's crazy.
This is a big jump. I don't think many.
That was big. That we went from everybody clothed, rubbing each other, doing animal shit, to getting up. All right, so today we're all getting butt naked. Everybody looking around like, I'm sorry. Yeah, in front of everyone, you're gonna get. So come on, you guys, don't be scared. We are the experts. Y'all the virgins. Come on.
If any of these people have been naked in front of anyone else, and this is the first time they're doing it on national television. Personally, right? I would tell them to fuck off. Channel 4 cannot own the copyrights to footage of my cock. Not everyone got up, but a few of the guys did, and fair enough, I wouldn't have. Like, imagine knowing your parents are watching you get your knob out on Virgin Islands. The next lesson or workshop or whatever they had was, it was a lesson on how to touch a vagina.
I know a lot of you really, really wanted to learn how to touch a pussy.
They show a diagram, and then one of the therapists gets on a bed and spreads her legs. It all feels very abrupt and awkward, and that's a word I've used a lot, awkward, because that's just what this show is. It's fucking awkward. Like, it's painfully awkward. Then this bloke gets up and gets his knob out and squeezes it and stuff. I'm not going to show it, obviously, but, like, you know, I don't know. I guess it's Virgin Island. It's Virgin Island. It's to be expected. That doesn't mean I enjoyed it anymore. This bloke invites one of the virgins called Charlotte into a tent to show her his knob.
This is an opportunity to see my body naked and for me to also see your body naked.
She does take her top off, and Channel 4 did censor her. So
how do you go about, how do you get this position? How do you become this? I don't want to do this. I don't ask because of that. I'm just curious. How do you come into this job? Oh yeah, I do this.
So that's good. They clearly asked afterwards if they could keep everyone's cocks in. This guy called Dave goes into another tent to touch some pussy, and he does. He succeeds with flying colours, and it might be the most awkward thing I've watched on this show so far. Actually, scratch that. The most awkward thing I've ever watched.
How did you expect it to feel?
I don't know, not that.
For this and the other bits on this show, I was just sat on my sofa with the tensest grimace on my face. So my thoughts on episode 4, I think I've had enough of this now, but it's not going to stop. We still have 2 more episodes. Episode 5 begins with the sex hippies teaching positions, and honestly, I thought I was going to be numb to the excruciating amount of cringe this show emits. But no, it just keeps going, and it just keeps getting worse.
Very.
Yeah, he's dangerous. That's a dangerous being. You gotta watch out for a nigga that does that one. That's a different type of emo.
Boy.
It ends up with
wait, I'm sorry.
Very. Lucky boy.
It ends up with some of the virgins just.
Yeah, he's not scared. He is just like, he just didn't know how to get to it, I guess.
Dry humping one of the therapists or counselors or whatever they are in front of everyone. At this point, I'm honestly wondering what they're preparing these guys for.
Bullshit.
Like, are they preparing them to have intimate relationships with a partner or be doggers? Because in what other scenario are you doing this in front of other people? To be honest, right, most of the show is like one-on-one sessions, and it's rarely the one-on-one sessions that are awkward. It's these fucking workshops. I can't stand them. It's always just like some sort of horribly awkward activity while the rest of the virgins sit in the cuck bleachers.
Your therapist sucks you off.
No, not yet, but they might do today. I might ask her for that. She would probably do it.
Alright, Zach, rein it in. Honestly, there's barely anything from
Calm
this
down,
episode
my
I could show because the topic of the episode was the orgasm. So yeah, there's literally a bit where we see one of the therapists wank one of the virgins off. I did not even know you were allowed to show that on TV.
Wow.
Okay, episode 6, final episode. It starts off with the virgins doing that weird exercise the sex hippies did in the first episode for some reason. Like, is it just me that thinks this show is a bit much? Like, it is a bit hip. I know I call them sex hippies, but it is a bit hippie-ish, isn't it? Like, we don't need to be doing all of this, do we? But this episode is all about shagging, and I'm happy to report at least one of them did the deed. Hooray! And by at least one, I mean one. But as a result of...
It was the big guy.
The topic of this episode, I can't fucking show basically any of it that's worth talking about if I wish to keep my YouTube channel intact. I'm honestly so shocked you can actually show this shit on TV. And not just that these people would be keen for it to be shown. Like, they all signed up for this, and they're all mic'd up the whole time whilst just doing all this stuff for the first time. Like, okay, right, when the guy who loses his virginity is cheating, they just play the audio of him shagging with B-roll of the sea and the island. It's so fucking weird. Like, it's so horrible. Like, I think they're trying to make it like this beautiful, you know, spiritual thing.
Yeah.
It's just a bloke making sex noises. So, Virgin Island. It's a lot more wholesome than I was expecting. A lot of crying and emotions as well. Like, a good half of this show is people crying. It's not really what I was expecting it to be. Deep down, and I know it's not good.
Facts. They made this a whole like a whole experience for them. I definitely thought it was gonna be just a little bit of. So we got these, like he said, we got these 4 down bad niggas that ain't ever had nothing before in life. Like, nah, they really had them doing exercises, and they really helped them lead up to something. That's actually kind of helped these people. Say, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like the video, so comment up, mention the channel. I love you. I appreciate y'all great for y'all, bro. We gone. Did he let do it?